Good morning. Welcome to the annual Shallotte Christmas Parade. What a great day for a parade, Jim.
Cathy, I'm so excited to be here with you. I'm Jim MacCallum. You know Cathy Altman from the Chamber, and we are here to serve as your co-hosts for the annual Christmas Parade here in Shallotte.
And it is a beautiful day for a Christmas parade. The streets are filled with people. They've been setting up since this morning, since we got here at 8 o'clock, Jim, so they are so ready for this wonderful parade. And leading the way is the Shallotte Fire Department Color Guard, which actually made its first appearance in October 2008 at the National Fire Academy in Emmitsburg, Maryland. The Honor Guard was assembled by Chief Dunwell in May 2008 to honor the efforts of the Founding Fathers and recognize their achievements through the preservation of fire service tradition and the Shallotte Fire Department's history. The Honor Guard provides casket watch and flag folding detail, or has the responsibility of honorary pallbearers at funerals.
And we see the 1954 Ford fire truck, which was one of the first fire trucks of the town of Shallotte. It has been restored and has been dedicated to the chiefs that served from 1954 to 1992. Very quickly, those names are Guy McKeithen, Henry Carter, Wilbur Holden, Robert Halls, Kerman Arnold, Michael Arnold, Timothy Carter, and David Moore.
And Jim, I know that you are an aficionado of antique fire trucks.
I do love antique fire trucks, Cathy, and I've been the owner of several of them. One of these days I might get another one.
And then you could be in the parade.
I have
Absolutely.
I have been in many a parade with fire trucks.
And of course, you know, we have several fire departments throughout the county that will be represented here today, as well as many other businesses and entries. And I see more of the parade coming up.
It's an exciting morning. We have more than 100 entries, and this has become just a gigantic parade here in Brunswick County and in Shallotte.
And Jim, I would estimate that there are probably between 4,000 and 5,000 people here out today for the parade.
You know, from our line of vision, looking across the bridge in a southerly direction, we can see that they're 4 and 5, 6 deep along Main Street. It's truly an exciting time.
And behind us, I can hear all of the attendees. They're ready for everything to really get kicked off, and we couldn't have a better view, could we, Jim?
This is a bird's eye view. We have the best view along Main Street.
We're sitting here right beside the Shallotte River, which has a huge history of its own, with dating back to the late 1700s with all the river traffic trade.
This was a seagoing town and has a rich history. We see Rodney Gauze, our chief of police for the town of Shallotte, approaching with his blue lights. Shallotte Police Department is charged with making the town a safe place to live, visit, and work. And we appreciate what Chief Gauze and his other officers do every single day of the year, 24/7. They are here to protect us, the citizens, and our property.
And they do an outstanding job for the town of Shallotte.
I note here that we have, of course, the police chief. We have 1 captain, 1 lieutenant, 2 detectives, 8 parole officers, and a secretary records clerk.
And behind Rodney Gauze, we have Brunswick County Sheriff John Ingram V. A lifelong resident of Brunswick County, Sheriff Ingram has nearly 2 decades of law enforcement experience in southeastern North Carolina, including 14 years in his home county of Brunswick. His first position with the Sheriff's Office began in 1991 as a patrol officer. He worked his way through the ranks with the Warrant Division, Detective Division, and Narcotics Division. Sheriff Ingram was promoted to the rank of Lieutenant of the Narcotics Division in 1999 and was responsible for the supervision of 7 narcotics agents. During his tenure as lieutenant, the division conducted thousands of illegal drug investigations, resulting in hundreds of arrests and convictions. On April 7, 2008, Sheriff Ingram was appointed Chief Deputy of the Brunswick County Sheriff's Department. He was sworn in as Sheriff of Brunswick County on May 19, 2008. He's a 1987 graduate of our very own West Brunswick High School, and he received his initial law enforcement training at Southeastern Community College and Brunswick Community College.
And along the way, we've seen the Sheriff's Department motorcycles. Coming up, we have the Brunswick County Sheriff's Voice Car, and several of the Sheriff's representatives and vehicles are with us here this morning.
And they also, I think behind them, Jim, we have the DARE SUV, which is Drug Abuse Resistance Education. And I know that they are in all of the schools, and we've got attendees just having such a great time today at the parade.
And we appreciate, here we go.
There's the voice car. And they're wearing their Santa hats, looking all festive for the occasion. And you know, the DARE program is such such an important program for our kids, Jim.
It really
learning how to stay away from drugs and how to help other students that they may know have a problem. And so it's a wonderful program. And I know that there are many students that graduate from the DARE program.
And here we have the DARE vehicle, one of several, part of the Sheriff's Department. And you and I know how they touch the lives of so many students.
So many students. So many students.
Absolutely.
And next, we have the West Brunswick High School Junior ROTC Cadets. They participate in the Communities in Schools annual gala, which was just held recently.
They certainly
and
did.
Jim, you were a participant in the very first Dancing with the Stars also, weren't you?
I was, Kathy, and maybe one of these days we'll ask you to be a participant as well.
And I would enjoy doing that. But they do help with the Communities in Schools annual gala, the Holden Beach Festival by the Sea, parades just like today, environmental cleanup of local area beaches, and the annual Special Olympics bowling tournament. Their mission, motivate young people to become better citizens.
Let's take a minute and enjoy them as they proceed by. They are an impressive group.
Yes, they are a very sharp-looking group. And I feel such a great sense of pride as I'm a graduate of West Brunswick High School, so this is always wonderful to see them out in force.
I'm a veteran of the services and a Vietnam veteran, and I can't say how much I appreciate that.
What a wonderful cadence.
High energy, and we appreciate them so much.
Absolutely. What a wonderful cadence.
Terrific.
And it looks like we've got the Tri-Beach Cruisers. They have donated all of the antique cars for the town's Board of Aldermen and the Planning Board. People having a common interest in classic automobiles formed the Tri-Beach Cruisers.
Their main purpose is to assist families and charitable organizations in Brunswick County through their
we have
car
Mayor
hobby.
Alan Lewis, the mayor of Shallotte. Merry
Mayor.
Christmas, Mayor Lewis.
Merry Christmas.
And look at these beautiful antique cars. And of course, here's Alderman Sarah MacCallum, who will be sworn in as the town's new mayor, actually December 6th.
Hello, Mrs. MacCallum.
And she's in a beautiful red convertible classic car, looking very festive for our beautiful Christmas parade today.
This next car is what I recall to be an MG midget.
Absolutely, an MG.
Is that Mr. Bellamy?
I'm thinking it is. Yes, that's Jimmy Bellamy, and he's actually the owner of Coastal Printing and Graphics, and he serves on the town's Board of Aldermen as well.
And he's the Mayor Pro Tem.
Mayor Pro
For
Tem.
the town of Shallotte. Hello, Mr. Bellamy. Nice to see you. Coming up, I believe, is Mr. Walt Eckert.
I think that is Mr. Walt Eckert. No, I'm
sorry.
sorry. That's Larry
That's
Harrelson.
Larry Harrelson,
and Walt
correct.
Eckert is behind him in the yellow car.
Absolutely. He's the presiding officer.
And they do such a great job of guiding the development and progress of the town.
We have great leadership here in Shallotte.
Yes,
and
we
appreciate
do.
them every
we
day.
absolutely do.
Every day.
And I do believe this is Dennis Winters,
He is
and
Dennis
he's on
Winters.
he's the chairperson of the planning board for the town of Shallotte.
We'll get a little closer and confirm to you that this is Ted Narazinski, a planning board member, in a shiny black convertible.
And I do believe behind him in the red Corvette is Gene Vasile,
Right?
another planning board member.
What beautiful cars, and they continue to come.
Beautiful cars. Oh, Jim, here comes my favorite. I love those old classic.
This is an old Chevy.
The old Chevy. Fire engine red.
Probably
Beautiful
a
car.
48 or a 49 Chevy.
You know, the town of Shallotte was incorporated March 6, 1899. Prior settlement of the area dated back to around 1750, with an earlier reference to the river and the town as early as 1734. In the early years, residents relied on agriculture, fishing, and a bustling waterfront full of flatboats, rafts, and other small watercrafts used to transport goods.
And if I could jump in, that was Tim Gore, planning board member in the fire engine red vehicle.
And then we have the lovely Miss Evelyn Madison, who's also on the planning board. Miss Madison, she was at our tree lighting last night and says she was eager to be part of the parade today.
And she has a few guests with her.
Yes, she does.
That's
she has some
really
wonderful
nice.
guests with her today.
That's terrific. This is an old Barracuda.
Oh, I remember
Plymouth
the old
Barracuda.
Barracudas.
Terrific. With flying the American flag. We love that.
Yes, part of the Merry Christmas. But they do have some beautiful cars, don't they,
Next we have
Jim?
a shiny black Mustang 5.0 to you guys out there that keep track of those things. It's a beauty.
I think we should convince the town for us to do a car show at upcoming events, Jim, because look at these beautiful cars.
These are terrific. I love these old vintage cars and hot rods. This one has a bow, which is so
And that
appropriate.
looks like that would be a great Christmas present, doesn't it?
Yeah. And the orange and white is a Chevy El Camino.
And then after the El Camino, we have Senator Bill Rabin.
We do. Bill Rabin, a local veterinarian, very prominent fellow, has served in our Senate here in recent years. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Thank you. Good to see you. Thank you.
And I think we've got the West Brunswick High School Band.
We're moving right along. My goodness. Here comes the band.
And of course, they represent West Brunswick High School, and that's the Trojans, the mighty, mighty Trojans. You can tell I have a great pride for my alma mater.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And here comes the band. Here comes the show. And we'll just stay silent and listen for a moment
listen to the wonderful
and
music.
enjoy the band.